Japan's culinary landscape is a fascinating mix of the best and the unique. And today we're uncovering the top 12 all-you-can-eat buffets that truly captures this spirit. In a country where traditional buffets with the crab legs and roast beef are few and far between, these spots offer something extraordinary. From the finest traditional Japanese dishes to one-of-a-kind dining experiences you won't find anywhere else. So in no particular order, join me as we dive into a world where the best of Japanese cuisine meets the delightfully unexpected. First up on this list is a buffet experience that is truly unique. Genghis Khan, or basically Japan's version of a Mongolian barbecue, is considered the soul food in Hokkaido. It involves grilling lamb or mutton with vegetables on a domed metal skillet. And this buffet I went to inside a beer garden is one of the most famous in Hokkaido. Good morning from Sapporo, Japan. First meal of the day. I'm here at the Sapporo Beer Museum. In these buildings here, this used to be a sugar factory. This has a history of about over 100 years. And now, of course, it's a beer museum and a beer factory. And there's different buildings that serve, like, have different cafeterias and different meals. And this is one of the must-try places to eat and drink when you're in Sapporo. And I'm here really for this, the Genghis Khan meal. Now that's like so interesting because when you think of Genghis Khan, you don't typically think of Japan. And it really has nothing to do with like the Genghis Khan guy, but this is the ultimate Sapporo soul food. Put your jacket in a bag because this thing is gonna get smoky. So if you don't want your clothes to smell like meat, I generally don't care, but there's also cigarette smoking here as well, so I don't want any of that. I'm actually dining in this like historic building. It's just so cool. There's this big cauldron in the middle of the room. And this is really the main reason why I call it Genghis Khan, because the grill looks like a soldier's helmet. 3,400 for all you can eat, 4,400 for all you can eat and drink. And you get fresh lamb, pork, chicken, beef ribs, mixed veggie. I am so excited about this. This grill is ready to go. We have fresh lamb, frozen lamb, and I think these are the beef ribs. First thing, to give you a little piece of fat, which I absolutely adore. And you just grease up the top of your helmet. Okay, let's do this. Frozen lamb. Oh, look at this beef. This thing is like 70% fat. It's so beautiful. And this cooks really quick. This smells absolutely incredible right now. What I love is that there's so much fat on the meat. This is just glorious. And after about half a minute, this is done. Whew. The fresh lamb, you gotta cook a little more careful because it does curl up. But look at that nice char that's put on the lamb. A little dipping sauce. Oh, dipping sauce is really simple. Little soy, little yuzu. The lamb is just so tender. Oh, look at this piece of beef. Wow, this is gonna be amazing. Oh wow. You know what? I don't even need a dipping sauce for some of this. A little salt and pepper. Oh. None of this stuff is marinated. So you're really just tasting the tenderness of the meat. And like I said, because it has a nice degree of fat, that thing is just melting in your mouth good, especially the beef rib. And I got some alcohol-free beer. Cheers. That actually goes pretty well with the meat. The frozen lamb literally takes about 10 seconds to cook. I totally forgot. I was seeing all the splatter. I'm like, you're gonna get splattered on. So make sure you put on this apron. Ooh. I mean, a frozen lamb is probably the worst thing on here. It does come off a little chewy. My favorite, like I said, 100% the beef and the fresh lamb. And then what you can do is put some veggies on the side. So when the grease drips down, it cooks the sprouts and the onions. And this is the best way to eat your veggies. Soaked in meat juice. I think what's great is actually take some salt and pepper and just season it while the meat is on the grill. And just season the veggies too, because they're not gonna have any seasoning. They're not gonna be that tasty. Pro tip, although it's my first time here. All right. That is how you eat your veggies. Little salt and pepper, little dipping sauce. Fresh lamb is off the hook. If you come here, lay off the frozen lamb. I mean, frozen anything, it's just not gonna be that good. Get a ton of the fatty short rib and the fresh lamb. You gotta add the salt and pepper, guys. You can't just rely on the dipping sauce. I don't feel like it's gonna be flavorful enough. And the lamb is gonna have a good enough portion of fat on there as well to keep that sucker just so tender and juicy. And that mixed with the fatty beef, perfect combo. All right, may have overcooked my sprouts a little bit. There you go. That was the best bite by far. Ooh. Oh, this thing, my grill caught on fire. Oh my God, it was like an iron dragon spewing out a flame. Whew. There we go. All right. Look at this fattiness of the beef. This is where all that glorious juices just drips down into the vegetables, making that tasty as well. Wow. I feel like when I put that fatty piece of beef in my mouth, I can hear holy music playing. All right, they have informed me that unfortunately, my time is up. My 100 minutes is up. That's it. Hour and 40 minutes flew by. I went through about 7 or 8 rounds of this stuff. I feel pretty darn good. This is definitely some of the best quality meats you'll find in an all-you-can-eat situation. I mean, the beef rib was so tender and fatty. The lamb, oh, incredibly soft. Just stay away from the frozen lamb piece. Seasoning, it's not gonna be anything remarkable. It's super simple. It's salt and pepper really, and some of that soy-based dipping sauce is all it is. It was really about simplicity, and for me, I loved it. All right, we're gonna get out of here, and we're gonna go try something else that Hokkaido is famous for. Whew. Oh, I feel good. Lamb actually is a warming food, so especially in the winter, it's really good to eat it. That's why they eat it so much in Mongolia. Overall, it's not a cheap meal. All you can drink and eat comes out to about $40, $45. But that's like including tax, and there's no tip, of course. So for me, I mean, that's quite an experience. I mean, you guys who come here, you probably like beers. That was like all you can drink beer if you want, but that was so fun. The next restaurant is my favorite all-you-can-eat shabu in all of Japan. This place offers amazing cuts of Wagyu, tons of fresh vegetables, noodles. I mean, just take a look at this. Hey guys, just got back to Tokyo, starving, looking for something to eat. I'm walking around Shibuya because I hear this really good hot pot place. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm sure that's good, but it's around here somewhere. All you can eat shabu shabu. Here it is. Nabezo, shabu shabu, most importantly, all you can eat. It's pretty fitting, right? Shabu shabu, I mean Shibuya. I don't have a reservation, so hopefully I can get in. My only one time having shabu shabu in Japan was when I was in Fukuoka, when I had the shabu shabu and sukiyaki. But this is all you can eat. This is where I belong. All you can eat, 100 minutes to do it. Oh, so here's the meat. So the meat is supposedly all from Japan. So we got the beef tongue. Holy cow, this Wagyu looks amazingly marbled, even from the pictures. Japanese pork, vegetable, rice, noodles, and dessert. What? I thought it was like 2,000 something. What? Oh man, dinner prices. Oh, so it's like $50 a person. Make a mental note of that. Okay, so you got the shabu shabu, you got sukiyaki. Ew, this is a tough choice. Oh, so okay. So there's 3 different levels. This level is just beef pork, beef tongue, and then the maximum awesome level, Wagyu and pork, 4,600. You can extend your time for another 500 yen. Whoa, so the premium course has all this meat on this. Oh my gosh, I can't even. So this is the premium course. This is the best they got. This includes Nabezo course. So you get beef chuck, Boston butt, beef flank, pork spare rib, beef tongue. I heard this is amazing. So I gotta get the beef tongue. And then this is the best they got. This is Japanese Wagyu. You gotta get this. And then pork loin. I'm gonna skip this because I think this is the lowest quality meat. I'm gonna go just from here. Basically, everything on the premium menu here. This is the veggie section. Some cabbage, of course. You got a shabu shabu, gotta get some cabbage. Fresh tofu. I love shirataki. It's delicious and it's calorie free. Yeah, leeks for sure. Gotta get some potatoes. Enoki mushrooms. I don't know if it's because I'm in Japan or not, but these are the best enoki mushrooms I've ever seen. Some boiled dumplings, and check this out. This is chicken balls served on a little fig bamboo thing. So here is the sauce bar. Wow, this is kind of crazy. They have all these different sauces here. You can brew any hot pot potion you want from here. Garlic and chili oil, sesame, leeks, spring onions, grated radish, tons of garlic, of course, grated Japanese radish, green onions, soy sauce, sesame oil, of course, hot oil with garlic. My hot pot and sukiyaki combo has arrived. 2 eggs, my noodles, and this is my meat. So beef tongue, of course, pork, and the Wagyu. The shabu shabu, it should just have some dashi in there, and the sukiyaki, this is a more soy sauce based broth. The pork actually looks really fantastic. Thinly sliced. I only know a pretty pork when I see it, but this is so pretty. I mean, it's just sliced perfectly. You can see the fats intertwining through the lean meat on the inside. Sliced absolutely perfect. And then the beef tongue. A lot of you guys never tried beef tongue in hot pot or at all. Beef tongue is amazing. Usually the meat is kind of lean. Oh, this one looks like it's gonna melt in your mouth. Wow. And then this is just the absolute jewel of this shabu shabu place. The Wagyu. It looks so unbelievably elegant. Just look how perfectly marbled this is. You won't see this in a typical hot pot place, especially not an all-you-can-eat hot pot. It's just that beautiful strips of fat inside the meat. It's like glorious meaty curtain. First, let's try the shabu shabu. This is gonna cook in under 10 seconds. And this is a big piece of meat too. Meat goes in, meat comes out. I mean, this is a big chunk of meat, but this will for sure melt. Give that a little dunk. I wasn't really familiar with some of the ingredients. Now, some of the ingredients I typically put into my hot pot sauce is not available here, obviously. Hopefully I did good. Butter. I'm sorry, but you could dunk this beef in a box of sand. It'll come out tasting absolutely exquisite. I mean, this is a big bite. That beef will melt you into your seat. I gotta try the sukiyaki. The sukiyaki is gonna basically come out and you can eat it. You don't really need to dip it as anything else. This is so glorious. I am so happy right now, I can't even. Sukiyaki, a little sweet, really huge umami flavor. Give it a little heat. Wow, that meat is just blowing my mind right now. Let's balance it out with some veggies, because these veggies here look so incredibly fresh. I like what I did with the dipping sauce. A little yuzu, a little soy, hot oil, nice sesame flavor too. Let's try some of this pretty pork. Arigatou gozaimasu. Oh, good. Oh, that's for sukiyaki. Hi. Nice, thank you. So these jugs on your table, one is water, one is sauce, and they're for your sukiyaki. By the way, I'm sorry, this pork was just exquisite. It's the cleanest tasting pork I think I've had since the black pig over in Jeju. I mean, usually pork, yeah, it's gonna be melty, but that is such a clean, melty flavor. It's one of the butteriest pieces of bacon I've ever had. They actually have a ton of different teas here. They got barley tea, they got different, well, fresh tea here, coffee if you want, soda, different types of soda mixtures, and peach and lime tea, organic barley. Actually, peach and lime, sounds great. Tea's good. Oh my gosh, I gotta get some of that pork. Is that not the cleanest piece of pork you've ever seen? It's like this thing took a shower. It kind of did, a yummy shower. But just look at that beautiful layer of fat that's just circling it and rivering through it. I'm so happy right now. This is one of the best meals I had in Tokyo. This really is. I wish I found out about this place sooner. Oh, it's amazing. Only the tongue out of the trifecta of meat I have not tried, but let's go and do that. If you've never had tongue before, it is really, really, really tender. And if you eat a lot of tongue, it'll help you talk better. True story, Chinese mom logic. Oh, that's beefy. That probably has the biggest beefy taste of all the three different types of meat. Well, obviously, it's gonna taste beefier than the pork, but it tastes beefier than the Wagyu. My favorite is still the Wagyu, but oh my God, that's really good stuff. Okay, I gotta show you something really, really cool. This is a chicken meatball thing they have, and they put it into this like cool looking bamboo. So I'm gonna put it into my shabu. Also guys, I just realized, don't make the same mistake I did, but there's sesame sauce is on your table. I was looking for it, I couldn't find it on the sauce bar, but it's here. You gotta add this, which I did. This will make everything better. Oh, here we go. I don't know if I was supposed to like put the whole thing in or like a little bit at a time. This is the chicken meatball with a little piece of chive just hanging out for dear life on it. That's not bad, but I'm gonna stick with my beef and pork and the beef tongue. Good job. Also, seriously, the vegetables just taste amazing here. Everything is so incredibly fresh. You know what? I'm gonna ramen this right now. And there's dumplings. Another reason I love hot pot and shabu shabu and everything tastes good. Meat and vegetables. So this is actually a great way to be healthy and eat your vegetables. Ramen's awesome, big surprise. Even the dumplings amazing. Seriously, everything here, loving it. This is one of my top hot pot / shabu shabu experiences ever. Why yes, I would like a monster pile of sukiyaki Wagyu on top of my ramen. Thank you. Love about hot pot. Mix and match, have some fun. Oh man, one more thing I gotta do. You guys want to poach an egg? Or should I say, you want a sukiyaki an egg? Let's do it. Let that sit in there for a while. First time I've ever sukiyaki'd an egg. Some udon, perfect nest for my poached sukiyaki egg. Oh, this is just perfectly poached. Grab some egg, some udon. You know what? Just for laughs, let's toss a piece of pork on there as well. To a great shabu shabu day. I poach a lot of eggs when I eat hot pot. This was by far the most delicious time. That egg was full of the sweet umami-filled flavor from the sukiyaki. It's steeped into the egg whites, and then when that mixes with the udon, you get a little bit of chewiness, a lot of creaminess, little sweet, tons of flavor. If you come here, don't forget to do that. Okay, I've got to start hurrying it up and eating now because they only have a 100-minute time limit, and I'm way behind. This is round number 5. I gotta tell you guys about the pork. That's probably the most amazing pork I've had at a hot pot shabu place because I've eaten like 5 rounds of it and I don't feel greasy at all inside. It's really just something special about that pork. Maybe it was blessed by the shabu gods, I'm not sure. Okay, I gotta get back to this. Last round of the 3 meats. Obviously, I could have done more, but I had to tell you guys all about this stuff. Man, what a great shabu experience. There are sticklers with time though, so you gotta take advantage of it when you're here. And I'll tell you, so I got my bill. It's a little over 5,000 yen for what I'm just having here. And I'll tell you guys why that's actually a really, really good deal. If you go get all you can eat hot pot in, say, New York City, price is typically about $25 to $32. After tax and tip and maybe a drink, you're paying about 40 bucks. And the meat is not even close. It's not even the same stratosphere as what they're giving you here. This is top quality pork, top quality beef, and the ingredients from the vegetables to the drinks you get to the broth, all top notch. And if you wanted like better meat quality at a Chinese hot pot place, you have to go to a la carte place, and that will easily run you over $60, sometimes even over $100 a person. That's what I hear. I mean, 5,000 yen, that's about 45 bucks, and that's including tax, no tip for all this. That's 100% worth it. So I highly recommend, if you like hot pot, you like shabu shabu, you like the all-you-can variety, and you love all-you-can-eat as much as I do, definitely try this place out.
This next buffet is a really fun one. I remember always going to all-you-can-eat Kentucky Fried Chicken here in the US. Although those don't really exist anymore, this KFC buffet in Japan is still going strong.
Hey guys, Mike Chen here in Grandberry Park, and this is the home of the all-you-can-eat Kentucky Fried Chicken Buffet. I tried this buffet once before, I think about 2-3 years ago. Didn't really like it that much, but people have been telling me it's gotten better, there's more items, so let's go give it another try. All right, biggest difference between now and the time I came before is that there is absolutely zero wait. Last time I waited 5 hours to get in here. This time, came right in. This restaurant is pretty much empty. Drink-wise, lemon soda, Pepsi, Lipton Oolong tea. There's coffee, there's tea, there's ice cream, croissants, salads. The main food aisle, starting off, they have domestic rice and curry. Come back for that. There's cheesy chicken, fried rice, oh, spicy pasta. Okay, spicy pasta with eggplant, cheesy potato. There definitely seemed to be more stuff here on this buffet this time. Croissant. It's actually not too bad. KFC croissant, pretty flaky. So the chicken is separated between white meat and dark meat. I guess this is something I really wasn't aware of last time. I really didn't know original recipe KFC, the chicken is not crispy, and only the extra crispy chicken at KFC is crispy. I did not know that. I thought all KFC fried chicken was crispy. The white meat chicken, extremely juicy, very tender. The dark meat as well, it's got a good color. Super tender and juicy. Overall, the chicken quality is much better than what I had last time. I think last time a lot of the white pieces were pretty dry. This time,
So juicy. Coleslaw, I absolutely love. A little mustardy, crunchy, and refreshing. That's definitely gonna help me eat more fried chicken. This is cheesy chicken pieces. That is actually very, very good. Super tender pieces of dark meat and some sort of curry sauce. This pasta and spicy tomato sauce. This really doesn't have much flavor. It is really spicy, very tomatoey. Other than that, not too much going on. The fried rice had bits of chicken in here. Fried rice is okay, not bad. But these little swiveling fried potato, this is so good. Those just like swirling potato wedges, basked in some syrup or honey. It's savory, it's sweet, it's seasoned perfectly. It's mushy on the inside. I think that if you get it fresh on the outside, it's super crispy. That's gonna be absolutely amazing. So far, definitely enjoying the buffet way more than I did last time. All right, round two. Second round, got everything else on the buffet except for the dessert. A couple soups. One is a corn soup and one is some sort of onion soup with bits of pork belly inside. Not bad. Kind of tastes like a French onion soup. Pork belly is nice and tender. Also, I went and made myself a melon soda float. Melon soda is so good here in Japan. If you run into a situation where you have access to soft serve and melon soda, make sure you put those things together. That's so good. That's better than any root beer float any day of the week. They also have curry with domestic rice. Oh, this is very good. The rice is delicious. The curry is a little watery, but really flavorful and scrumptious. Another couple pieces of chicken. I think this is a chicken tender and breadstick with honey. Yeah, chicken tender, a little dry. Outside is really nice and crunchy though. Break it up and mix it with my curry. Chicken is still dry, but the nice crunch goes really well with the curry. Got some biscuit, drizzle some honey over it. That's super doughy and dry, not buttery at all. That is not a good biscuit. That might be the worst thing on that buffet. Finally, it's able to snag a drumstick. This is the most tender piece I had all day. Flavor is all that nice herbs and spices goodness. No wonder people here always fight over this. Best piece of chicken by far. The chicken is just so much better this time than it was last time. Flavor-wise, the tenderness, the juiciness. Also on the salad section, there's seaweed, edamame. Like I was saying about the drumsticks, people fight over this here. Basically every new tray of chicken that comes out, there's about, I counted, there's about 4 to 5 drumsticks. And if you're not the first or second in line, you're not getting them. Pretty much every time you go back to the buffet, there's a new tray of chicken coming out. I think after this, one more round, then go get some dessert. Dessert, I think there's a rainbow cake, blueberry shortcake, there's a panna cotta, and there's something, I don't know what it is. Panna cotta is delicious. That's an absolute stunner of a dessert. So creamy and milky. That's a 10 out of 10. Shortcake, not a panna cotta, but not bad. Oh, coffee jelly. This is really good. I don't know why I thought this was a raindrop cake. I think it's a yuzu jello. Best thing, panna cotta by far than the coffee jelly. Overall, far better experience this time than it was a few years ago. I feel like the food is fresher, the chicken is juicier, it's tender, it's more flavorful. I mean, when I first came here, they just opened, so I feel like now a lot of dishes just taste better. Best thing here, hands down, of course, the chicken. Coleslaw is amazing. Curry is good. The diced chicken with cheese is amazing. Oh, and the potato wedges with honey. Well, this is really nostalgia to come to
all-you-can-eat KFC buffet because there used to be a lot of this back in the U.S. And when I was going to school at Kirksville, Missouri, there was one at the time. It was only about $5-6 for all-you-can-eat dinner, and it had all the chicken, including chicken gizzards. And our school used to not serve any food after breakfast on Sundays, so every Sunday, just fill my stomach with KFC. And for a poor college kid, $5-6 for that buffet, that was a lifesaver.
This next one is a buffet I go to every single time I'm back in Tokyo. It's an all-you-can-eat Wagu buffet that costs less than $7. But here's the catch. You only have 45 minutes to eat it.
That's the biggest pile of fries I've ever seen. Hey guys, Mike Chen here in Tokyo. I was just browsing around looking for things to eat today. Came across this place very randomly. I'm trying to go there right now before they close for lunch, but it's an all-you-can-eat Wagu buffet for $7. You can only eat it for 45 minutes. And there's a line out the door every single day. Oh, I passed it. It's one of these. Oh, there it is, there it is, there it is. I think that's it right here. Yep, this is it. Oh, there's a line still. It's about 1:40 right now, and they close at 2:30. So I'm hoping it's a situation where as long as you get in before 2:30, you still get your 45 minutes. We'll see. Actually, I might not be able to make it this time. The line, I thought the line started right over there, but the line is all the way over here. It's about 10 people in front of me. So here, everybody gets a personalized grill. A lot of people just come here by themselves, and you get a grill to yourself. And when you come in here, you just hear the crackling of the grill. Meat just arrived. Oh, that pork belly's good. Here's the menu that they give you. You choose one set of person. The meat ranges from miso flavor to just pure salt flavor. Set A is pork belly, and I think pork neck, so it's set B, but the flavor is different. Set C is what most people get, and that is liver. Most people come here and get the liver, and they'll serve the liver until they sell it out. This pork belly is so fatty. That was miso. I know I kind of burned a lot of this, trying to film and cook at the same time, but this is the best. Kind of burn it a little bit so the fatty meat is all nice and crispy and charred, and also you get that nice sweetness. And then of course that umami, gentle sweetness from the miso. You also get some fresh onions as palate cleansers. Soup. Seaweed soup in a bowl of rice. All you can eat 45 minutes. I probably spent 10 minutes already, so you gotta get to eating. I think this is the heart, and it's just marinated in some salt and pepper. And then liver will go on. Fire is very strong, so you guys just watch your meat carefully. Oh, there's sesame seeds on the meat as well. I've never really grilled liver or heart before, so I'm kind of trying to figure this out as I go, but I think the heart is ready. Wow. That is so scrumptious. I love heart. I feel like it's a very underappreciated cut of meat. So tender and meaty and juicy. A little salt and pepper is all it takes, and of course that beautiful smoke from the grill, a nice fragrant flavor from the sesame seeds. Piece of liver. So the liver's a little snappy. Some parts very soft. And as you can see, pretty juicy. I feel like I cooked this one really well. Pretty tender on the inside. Good, clean, organy flavor. The liver is really good. I'm a big fan of liver. I love chicken liver. Never really barbecue liver before though. So that's fantastic. I feel like the liver and the heart, two very different textures, both really, really good, especially the liver. You only have a limited amount of liver every single day, so when it sells out, it sells out. When you're cooking, especially the pork belly, you gotta be careful because that stuff is all fat. Everything just cooks really, really fast. The neck's way leaner than the pork belly. Still very tender. That pork belly though, out of this world. You gotta try that. Also, when you got about 10 minutes left, they tell you only have 10 minutes left, so you can hurry up and order more. The meat actually goes so well with the rice, especially the cuts that are marinated in miso. It's like a freshly cooked butadon. Put some pickled onions in there. This is such a good place. Again, $7 US. All you can eat. I'm not gonna find a better deal than that. This next restaurant is one of the few traditional Japanese buffet restaurants in Tokyo, and it serves one of the best cuts of prime rib I've ever had. This looks like an exquisite buffet. It's not a huge buffet, but everything is freshly prepared. I ordered some duck, some scallops, some abalone. Everything is freshly grilled. The soups look scrumptious. The seafood looks fresh. I saw them making sushi. The claim to fame here is the roast beef. Gotta try that out. I really like borscht. First time I had it was in Poland. I was thinking like beet soup, how could this be good? Loved it ever since. This tastes more like a beef stew though. I still get the beef flavor, but it's definitely more just a beef stew, but it doesn't remind me much of borscht. Scallops came sizzling off the grill. There's different types of salt you can get. This is spicy salt, and there's also yuzu salt and matcha salt. Scallops nice and sweet, plump and juicy. Abalone. Nice tender abalone. My biggest request for abalone is please don't taste like rubber. Duck is awesome. It's so smoky, so fatty and juicy. This is their house soup with fish and mussels. There's definitely some wine in this soup. The fish is really flaky, very tender. Broth is delicious. Very light, mild broth. I feel like this is a buffet that a lot of locals go to. Don't see a lot of tourists in here. Even booking this when you don't speak or read Japanese, a little difficult. Mussels and white wine sauce, they're okay. The brininess definitely overshadows all the flavor from the wine sauce. All right, round two. Almost every main dish you get here at this restaurant, they cook it and assemble it for you once you order it. Look how beautiful this is. This is like a 5-star restaurant. There's some vegetables, squash, eggplant, some pepper in the middle, iberico pork, and then lamb with a piece of Hokkaido grilled cheese on top. Try this lamb with a piece of Hokkaido cheese. Tender lamb, but the star of the show, definitely a piece of grilled cheese. Toasty going in, and so milky after a few chews. Vegetables, there's some daikon, eggplant, and the pork belly. Best bite of the night. Iberico pork, grilled pork belly. That tastes like a piece of A5 Wagyu. It's so melty and fatty and juicy. Definitely need to hit the repeat button on this one. Every item on this buffet is so exquisite. Pumpkin soup. Cold pumpkin soup, a little sweet, very creamy. Smoked salmon with cream cheese and figs. Little crunchy shallots in here as well. Salmon, beautifully smoky. Got the rich cream cheese. Figs adds just a slight bit of sweetness. This is an A+ dish. This is what they call a consomme. Looks like little bits of crab meat in here, some jello, mushrooms, and looks like a steamed egg. Light steamed egg, crab meat, and a ginkgo nut, and some dill. Vegetable and prosciutto's good. Smoked duck looks amazing. Tastes better than it looks. Risotto's delicious, the pasta's perfect. A little cheese tart. This buffet, every single thing you get from the Barb tastes like the dish was specifically cooked for you. Things like beef stew pot pie. Oh, look how flaky the crust is. Wow. This whole thing looks so airy and light. Oh my gosh. Looks like it can't even weather a light rain. So thin and flaky. Love it. The crust is one of the lightest things you'll ever put in your mouth. So light, so flaky. I'm just gonna nibble around this whole little cup. That's so good. Inside tender beef, tender mushrooms, thick, rich gravy. I haven't even tried their supposedly best dish yet, the roast beef. So there's a station here where they make you fresh sushi and spicy chicken. Definitely way too much batter. Jellyfish is good. Chirashi is okay. It's mainly just sushi rice, not much else in here. Sushi looks amazing. Scallops, shrimp, squid, tuna, salmon. That is some melt in your mouth stuff, especially the scallops. The scallops, amazingly mouth-watering. This is their water dumpling. I feel like there's too much dough, not enough filling. Broth is okay, pretty typical chicken broth. Winner of this plate, definitely the sushi. This roast beef looks awesome. And they slice it up into bite-sized pieces for you. Again, everything here just looks so elegant and refined. This is some of the best roast beef ever. Whoa. I don't think I've ever had roast beef this tender before. This definitely tastes like Wagyu roast beef. It's so buttery. It just melts in your mouth. It didn't say Wagyu roast beef. It tastes like Wagyu roast beef. I will come to this buffet just to eat this roast beef. I need more of that, like right away. By the way, I know it's prime rib. It's labeled roast beef, so I'm just calling it roast beef. That's some of the best in the world. The only time I've ever eaten this with chopsticks. Look how fatty this is. If you are a fan of prime rib, if you're a fan of sushi, you'll love this place based on those two items alone. And there's a whole curry section and a whole sukiyaki section. Haven't even tried out yet. Plus desserts over there. I'm still just hung up on this prime rib. Curry, the original, there's a cauliflower and shrimp, which is what I got because it looks really red, and hopefully that means it's spicy. Oh, it's really spicy. Light your tongue, fire stuff. The curry has really good flavor. It's rich, super thick. This is really good. I've chosen correctly. The last savory item I wanted to try, they make fresh sukiyaki. So all the veggies, meats, everything is cooked fresh. Oh, this is delicious too. Super tender beef. The sukiyaki is not overly sweet. Vegetables fresh, tofu is tender. I think I'm done with the savory dishes. So this buffet is 7,500 yen, about 50 US dollars. Not a cheap buffet, but I think it is one of the best in Tokyo. There's not a lot of buffets around Japan, like compared to other countries. But the food items here, they're cooked nicely, they're presented beautifully. My favorites, obviously, the prime rib. Sushi's fresh and delicious. A lot of those little bites, like the smoked salmon, the pasta, the risotto. Flavor is really good. All right, they just came by and told me I had to leave in 30 minutes. Dessert time. So they have a lot of different flavors of gelato. He also make you a Mont Blanc if you request it. So that's what this is. That's really chestnutty. Ooh, that mango gelato is awesome. Yeah, mango gelato is the best thing. There's actually not a lot of dessert items. Just some panna cotta, some gelato. I feel like the cakes, those don't really look like they made them here. I think dessert overall is kind of an afterthought for this place. Do I think this place is worth it for $50? Again, considering that's probably the best prime rib I've ever had in my life, and a good piece of prime rib will usually cost way more than that, I will come back for that alone. Overall, the food is good, the atmosphere is nice, the people are nice. Dessert could use some work.
Our next stop is a Japanese breakfast buffet. And not only is this buffet delicious, the plate you put your food in and the size of their dishes are also very unique.
Meal number 2 today, all you can eat Japanese buffet, and this concept is really, really cool. So the buffet items are behind me, and what you do is put on your gloves, and they give you a serving tray, and you go fill up by basically playing tic-tac-toe with your food. Let's go. This is round 1 of my traditional Japanese breakfast. So all the dishes are made small, so it fits into one of your slots on your tray. And this is all very traditional Japanese breakfast food. To make this more complete, I'm gonna go get some soup and some rice. Got some soup, some rice and eggs, and bonito flakes. This is something I recently had at a restaurant. Again, very traditional Japanese breakfast dish, very delicious. Break apart the yolk, let that golden yolk mix in with all that delicious rice and bonito flakes. Japanese eggs, so amazingly rich and creamy. Chase that with a little miso soup and a little sippy cup, and then get started on my other dishes. Marinated octopus, just amazingly tender. And they put some hot oil in the octopus, along with some scallions. Chase it, a little bit of eggy rice. This is a great first dish. Next one, this is pork loin ham with tuna and caper sauce. And they cook the pork in low heat That's why I still get that pink color. That ain't your typical slice of bacon. Tender and smoky. You see the good amount of fat rivering through the slice of pork. Beautifully marbled, together with some tomatoes and fresh green beans. The tomatoes in that dish brings out a juicy sweetness, and you get a crunchy sweetness from the green beans, and then the sourness of the capers just kind of balances out the fattiness and the smokiness of the pork. Next one is stewed azuki and soybean, and there's a piece of roasted sea bream here as well, and the green is a pea bean paste. Wow, tastes like smashed peas. I don't love smashed peas. Fish is delicious though. Really tender piece of fish. A little sweet. I like the fish. Don't love the peas or the beans all that much. Broccoli rabe and cherry blossom sauce. This is very fresh, very yummy. Before I forget, they give you a little plastic stick. You're supposed to put this where the shabu shabu is, and they're just gonna just start bringing you shabu shabu. Let me put this in before I go any further. Next one, beef with a pickled egg. Anytime an egg's involved in Japanese dishes, I know it's gonna be good. Dunk that beef into that egg yolk. Oh, cold. A little unexpected, but that's delicious. It's rich, it's savory, it's very beefy, and very rich actually. After you incorporate the eggs, this is mackerel with stewed bamboos. This is outstanding. I should have got more of the stewed bamboo. What's on the bottom? But that fish is exquisite. So soft. The sauce is a little sweet, a little savory. I like that a lot. This next one is really interesting. I thought it was gonna be a potato croquet. It's not. It's a lobster bisque croquet. This is crazy. They actually stuffed creamy, thick, rich lobster bisque into this croquet. And it's awesome. Outside, a thin layer of crispy shell. Inside, creamy lobster bisque. That's amazing. My shabu just got here. Very simple, traditional shabu. Thin slices of pork. The dashi is delicious. Wow, that is a tender slice of pork. Cabbage, very fresh tasting. That was a simple but very impressive cup of shabu. Actually, for round two, let me show you guys this really cool trick. Take the egg whites, put it separately into a bowl, and then just start whisking it like no tomorrow. Then you get a cup of steaming hot rice. Add in your egg whites that you've been beating, which now should be pretty foamy. Add it in there and start whisking it with the rice together. Now, you notice your egg whites and rice is starting to have this fluffy cloud-like consistency. Then drop your egg yolk in, add some bonito flakes, and there you have cloud eggs. So fluffy and airy. You add in that deliciously silky, smooth, creamy, rich dynamite of a yolk, giving your fluffy cloud eggs so much more substance and flavor and texture. Also, don't forget to add in some bonito flakes if you have it. And this is how you eat eggs and rice. I mean, I call it cloud eggs, but locals call this tamago kake gohan. And chase that with some chicken butt. Well, to be technical, it's grilled chicken butt dipped in soy milk. Chicken butt's got a nice snap to it. Also, made myself a manaka, basically red bean paste inside a couple wafers. Finally, my dessert, almond pudding. It's gonna go ahead and eat with chopsticks. This is amazing. Silky soft, so much almond flavor. Never slurped a pudding before, but this is a pretty incredible buffet. Costs around $20 US. You really get a taste of very local, very traditional Japanese dishes. This is definitely not your typical scrambled eggs and bacon hotel buffet. The food tastes great, all the ingredients are quality, and got myself one more shabu. That pork is so good, gotta get this.
This next buffet is probably the most unique buffet I've ever been to because the main ingredient for this buffet is different types of farm fresh eggs served raw over rice.
So right now I am at Kisaburo Farm. Japanese eggs are some of the highest quality in the world. And the all-you-can-eat egg buffet is only 1,000 yen. So at today's conversion, about $750 US. Actually, there's two offerings. One is all-you-can-eat eggs for 1,000 yen, or all-you-can-eat eggs and rice. And each of them comes with all these toppings on the bottom, like dry whitebait, nori, seaweed, spicy cod roll. Not exactly sure how this works yet, but I'll just start ordering. The egg buffet is a raw egg buffet. There's 6 different types of eggs sitting at a table right as you walk in the door. And they're gonna bring you rice, and you get to choose one ingredient. So I got mentaiko. They're gonna bring a meal set to me. I'm just gonna have my ingredient, rice, and then basically just crack these over the rice and pretty much just eat as many eggs as I can. So there's 6 different types of egg. This one's the yuzu tama egg, and they call it that because the chicken were fed yuzu. This one is the mandarin orange egg. I think because of the color, this is the red egg. And most people in the reviews said this is the best tasting egg. This is the rice egg. I'm assuming it's because the chicken were fed rice. This smaller, whiter, slightly bluish one is the araucana egg. And finally, the last one, this is the wine egg. Maybe the chicken were drunk when they laid this? I'm not sure. Once the eggs are in the bowl, there's a special soy sauce to pour over them. So what I see a lot of people doing is that they're mixing all the eggs together and just kind of drinking it and just kind of using rice as like a chaser. So I put all the eggs on the rice, mixed it together. Added some soy sauce, a little bit of chilies. It's just so creamy. It's definitely something I've really never done before. The eggs are just so incredibly rich. And the one I mixed in is the red egg. I think that's the most popular one. That just might be the richest egg I think I've ever had. So this is egg number 9. The first 6, I just mixed everything together with the rice, and I see people just kind of drinking it and slurping it. That's pretty much what I did. Now I'm just trying to taste all the eggs individually. This is night and day compared to the eggs I had before. Local, farm fresh Japanese eggs. It's one of the richest eggs I have ever eaten. The one I just had, the wine egg, is probably the richest egg I have ever put in my mouth. I feel like I need a little bit of spice, add a bit of acid to this thing. That's so rich and yummy. This one is the mandarin orange. The color is so beautifully bright. It's like staring into a gorgeous sunset. Just add a tiny bit of soy sauce. Oh, wow. The one before that was just incredibly rich, almost like the Wagyu steak of eggs. This one, much lighter, and the texture is silky smooth. I've always loved Japanese eggs, but I never ate it like this before because the eggs are usually inside ramen or on top of a dome. I never ate it where the eggs are the main ingredients. There's so much difference in nuances in their texture and flavor. I want to keep eating, but we got here about 30 minutes before this place closed, so they're closing right now. Really wish I was able to taste that white yolk one on its own. But for 1,600 yen, this is such a great deal and an incredibly unique experience.
The next day.
Good morning. It's the next day. I'm back once again at the all-you-can-eat egg buffet. Today, just wanted to eat something simple and healthy. So usually when I'm traveling, I'll have a day where I'm eating a lot, and the next day I try to cut down, work out more, eat stuff that's high in protein. So back again for eggs. I think if I lived in Japan, I'd be coming to this place a lot. Really healthy food, like I said, high in protein, all for about $11 US. Such a great deal. And since the last time, what I like to do with these eggs is that I'll show you guys this really cool way to eat eggs. So what you do is take your bowl, take your egg. I think this is a wine egg. Set the yolk aside for now and just mix the egg whites very vigorously. Actually, this big bowl might be better. take out some rice, add the egg whites to the rice, and make sure when you're doing this, the rice is piping hot. Now, mix this together, not as vigorously. And when you do this, the heat from the rice is gonna react with the egg yolks that's already mixed, and it's gonna make something super foamy and cloud-like. Super foamy, cloud-like egg whites mixed with the rice. And then add some salt to kind of bring out the sweetness of the eggs. Finally, take the yolk, pop it on. And then pop the egg. Let that goldenness flow. Oh, such a good way to eat your eggs. The egg whites and the rice, so fluffy and light. The yolk amazingly creamy. Also, because there's so many air bubbles in here, it also has sort of a frothy texture as well. Have some mentaiko again. Oh, so good. And if you want some umami, add some soy sauce as well. Oh, it's so delicious. In terms of egg safety, raw eggs are consumed in very high quantities every single day in Japan. And the reason why it's so much safer to consume raw eggs in Japan is, first of all, the way they raise their chickens is in a much cleaner environment. Also, they have what's known as like a super egg machine that washes the eggs. Also, they can see inside the eggs to look for any impurities, to spot basically anything that could be potentially wrong with eating that particular raw egg. It's not 100% foolproof, but in general, raw eggs are pretty much safe to eat in Japan. And the eggs that can be eaten raw is indicated by a particular tier. So if you go into a local Japanese grocery store, just buy some eggs, you'll be able to tell which ones you can eat raw, which ones you can't. This next egg is gonna be really interesting. This is the one that really ran out of the last time I was here. This is the rice egg, and it has a white yolk. Just made a bowl with 4 eggs in here. In the middle one, the rice egg. I've never seen this, like a pure white colored egg yolk. That is so fascinating. The flavor is a lot less rich, a lot more mild than other eggs. Foamy, very creamy, very rich. There's an egg in here. I don't know which one. I kid you not. It tastes like a fruit. It's sweet. It leaves a delightful aroma in my mouth. Eggs in Japan, truly the best.
Okay, this buffet I think is the strangest buffet I've ever been to in my life. Mainly because it's absolutely free. It is definitely a trek though.
Welcome to Takasaki. Really a tiny little town. It's about a 20-minute walk to the buffet or a taxi, but I think we're walking. Whoa, that is just a tree full of persimmon. That's beautiful. This one I found on the ground, still pretty intact. Ooh, that is a ripe persimmon. Oh, that is just so sweet and juicy. I've never seen kiwi tree before. There it is. So they build this as an amusement park as well. What this is actually, it's a konjac jelly factory. If you guys don't know what konjac is, it's this plant. You can make all sorts of stuff from it, like noodles or snacks. It's got a very crunchy texture. It's delicious, and 0 calories. So this factory just makes all sorts of konjac products, and every day they have an all-you-can-eat konjac buffet, and they show you how the konjac products are made. And as I'm finding out right now, it's like an amusement park. Look at this. They got little bunnies, and I guess that little guy is like a rectangle konjac. This is supposed to be something that's really cool. This is a foot bath. This apparently is like a highlight of this place. They call it the Ocean Blue Bath. The key right now is trying to find this all-you-can-eat buffet. So all these are konjac products, like konjac jelly, konjac cakes, noodles, gummies, and there it is, the free buffet. So it looks like there's a lot of space for stuff there. I don't think there's anything there. All the stuff is over here. This is just the coolest thing. First of all, I love konjac. It's a must-have ingredient for hot pot. So if you see my past hot pot videos, I always eat konjac jelly. And it's so versatile. Like I said, look at this. You can make it into noodles, into cakes. You can stir fry it, boil it, grill it. Konjac ramen. That's so good. Konjac's texture is just one of my favorite things. It's so crunchy and snappy usually. It tastes like a very snappy vermicelli. It is so satisfying. And this one, they put in this shoyu broth. That is now a delicious bowl of ramen noodles. Some chilies make this even better, but it's free, I'm not complaining. That is so slip-worthy. Wow, the broth is good. The noodles are good. I'll be honest, that was way better than I expected. As much as I love konjac, I'm really interested to see what they come up with. This is like a konjac skewer. So this thing is way snappier than the ramen. So whole chunks of konjac gets way snappier. I already love the konjac texture. The sauce is a little sweet, sesame. It's so snappy and good. This one, look at this, looks like a giant scallop, and they give you mustard to put on top of this. This is my favorite one. Again, I was kind of skeptical because I never had konjac with just spicy mustard before, but this is very clear sinuses kind of spicy mustard. And this thing, eat it with the konjac, is ridiculous. This thing just tastes like a really snappy piece of jelly. It's really hard to describe the consistency of konjac. It's very much a unique texture and flavor. I did not know how well this worked with spicy mustard though. Like I said, that's my favorite one. This is a pan-fried konjac, no sauce attached to it. Actually, this is my favorite one. Oh, this is excellent. That konjac is a little charred on one side, and the sauce really just got steeped into it. Sweet and snappy, a little bit of char. This is crazy looking. I've never seen this before. Konjac tempura. I love this. Luckily, I saved a little of the ramen broth. Dip this into that ramen broth. That's such a great way to eat this. Tempura goes really well with ramen. This obviously has been outside the fryer for a little bit, so the outside is not as crunchy, but still a little bit of subtle crunch. You dip it in that ramen broth, let the batter soak it all up. This tastes just like any other tempura. That's awesome. This is stir-fried konjac jelly noodles with, I think, some tofu. Tastes like a marinated lo mein. Then there's these little fried ones. The texture is so crazy. It's almost like eating a radish jerky. These you gotta chew a lot. They definitely don't break down that easy. I like it though. It's also a little cold marinated konjac. And these noodles are cooked with some tofu skin. This is a spicy konjac. So far I tried all the savory konjac dishes. I mean, I knew konjac could be really versatile. I didn't know you could make it into so many different types of products. I certainly didn't know it tastes really good with spicy mustard. I think most of the savory item I had are really good. I think this is stuff we can actually bring back to the US, so I'll definitely get some of this, some of the ramen, I think these marinated noodles, and for a free all-you-can-eat buffet, you can't beat that. Oh, it's also a dessert section. Be right back. So there's about 8 dessert items. By the way, the menu changes every single day. Look at this, dessert konjac noodles. All right, that tastes more like a salad noodle than dessert noodle, because I think there's a little bit more of a savory element to this. Definitely tastes more like a soy sauce, vinegar, marinated cold noodle. So I think that section maybe not entirely everything is dessert. I think there's some parts that are just cold appetizers. Some of this konjac is mixed with sesame oil. This I don't like. I think there's some veggies in there mixed into the konjac. Vegetarian slimer. This one, switch to the spoons. Konjac jelly, it's hawthorn flavor. Oh, I love this. This one, the texture is not gonna be snappy at all. Oh, it just tastes like Jell-O. Like really soft Jell-O. Oh, that is so good. And this last one, this just tastes like creamy pudding. It's creamy, it's so soft. It just tastes like regular pudding. Again, 0 calories. Well, with the sauce, I'm sure there's more calories, but konjac itself, no calories. Extremely healthy for you, tons of fiber. Konjac dessert is something I always buy at grocery stores. I don't think I've ever had a konjac pudding before. That's definitely my favorite dessert here. The reason why they had that buffet, obviously, is to promote their products, so you can come in, try out the different konjac items, take some stuff home. It's also so fun to try all these different variations of konjac. And I'm just wondering, if you live in this town, don't you just come here every single day? Like I would. The products that are for sale are really affordable. Also, they have on the buffet exactly what products you're eating, the calorie. It's pretty filling. I'm good. I'm satisfied. And this is probably the only buffet I ever go to in my life where I probably ate under, I don't know, 500 calories. All right, eat up, go buy some stuff. So this is under $1 for a giant bag of this stuff. Oh my gosh, these snacks are 100 yen, so about 60 cents. Definitely getting a grape one and a peach one. These are the little konjac squeeze drinks. These are delicious as well. All about $3. Konjac dumplings, konjac popsicles, the ramen that I like. Ooh, this is konjac liquor. Definitely getting some konjac noodles. Upstairs they have massage chairs, a little arcade, and this is where the konjac is made. Look at all these foot saunas. Sit here and eat my grape ice cream. There's like a chili popsicle. That's good. It's definitely very konjac-y. So to get out here, it's a trek. It took about 2.5 hours for us. From Tokyo, got to take the Shinkansen, then take a local train, and then walk here. Or you can take a cab from here to the Shinkansen station. Either way, come out here, enjoy a free buffet, get yourself some konjac.
This next all-you-can-eat experience is one I would highly recommend, especially if you are craving fresh crabs for breakfast. This all-you-can-eat crab buffet opens at 9 o'clock in the morning, and it serves some of the freshest crabs from all around the world. So here you can get all sorts of seafood rice bowls. There's oysters, there's king crab, all you can eat snow crab, or all you can eat any crab on this list. Let's do that. This is really interesting. First dish they brought over, a giant tempura king crab claw. Squeeze a lemon, looks like some pink Himalayan salt on the side. This is a heavy claw. Whoa. This is fried so well, you can pretty much eat that shell. That is one of the most succulent, tender chunk of king crab I have ever bit into. You can see already how juicy this is. The light tempura, crunchy shell on the outside, absolutely perfect. Little dunk into the salt. Oh my gosh, this thing is crunchy, it's tender. It's just one of the sweetest things from the ocean you can put in your mouth. Again, I never had king crab tempura like this before. And a grilled plate of king crab just right in front of me. I'm gonna finish this first. This is incredible, by the way. A little salt, all you need. Things are starting to smell really good around here. By the way, this is breakfast. Grilled king crab, giant plate of, I think, boiled snow crab. Before getting to these two plates of crab, they also brought over, I think this is a snow crab sashimi. This is my first time having snow crab sashimi. I tried king crab sashimi before. Snow crab one might be more tender. I mean, this thing is just melting in your mouth. Pure oceany sweetness. So soft and gentle. I gotta find out if those two things, the tempura king crab and the sashimi snow crab, I gotta find out if that's all you can eat, but let me get cracking on these crab legs. King crab is grilled. You can smell that awesome briny charred aroma just by being near this plate. And they give you some pretty hardcore scissors to cut the king crab with. These are ginormous chunks of king crab. Picture this deserves to be hung on the fridge. Oh my gosh. This is better than any king crab you'll find in a Vegas buffet. First of all, it's grilled, so all that naturally sweet flavor of the crab, that's just accentuated by the grilling process. You got the nice smokiness of the grill as well on the crab. This is about as sweet as a crab as you can get. I mean, the crab here looks incredibly fresh. So apparently this company is also a crab wholesaler. Unless you're eating a live king crab, it's about as fresh as you're gonna get. Besides the sweetness, there's also a burst of juice. What you're pretty much tasting the sweetest part of the ocean. Just gotta be careful operating these scissors.
I have a little soy sauce and wasabi, but you don't need to dip this in anything. I mean, you really don't need to dip this in anything, but they do have butter available. I like just a spray of lemon. That's so perfect. I know this place is in a very touristy area, but I can legitimately tell you, this is amazing. Next up, let's dig into a snow crab. Oh, yeah. Snow crab does seem a little dry. No. I think king crab is great. I mean, it's still good, but definitely a little dry. As I was eating the snow crab, they just brought over the hairy crab. This is really a tasting of crab from around the world. So this is taken apart, so you have all that delicious meat there. And then on the inside, look at that. They kept all that delicious flavor, crab essence inside the crab. That is the miso. That is the best part of the crab. That's why it's hidden all the way in these chambers. That's your treasure. This seems like it's really fresh. Be careful, this is kind of stabby as well. Break that open. Look at all that juicy, sweet, succulent meat. Oh. That meat is not as sweet as the king or the snow crab. It's way more tender. And if you want more flavor in this thing, take some of that meat, take some of that nice, delicious miso, put it on top of the crab meat. So you're essentially seasoning this crab. That bite might be better than a king crab. This is one of my favorite crabs to eat in Japan because the innards of this crab, the flavor is so rich and creamy and deep. It's basically the crab's flavor essence. And when you put that on top of the sweet crab meat, it's like your taste buds just went for a swim in the ocean in the best way possible. And this crab is definitely super fresh. The meat from the joints, this is actually some of the sweetest, most tender meat. And it's right by the dipping source. So just go ahead and dunk it in some of that miso. Holy moly. Crab eating, it doesn't get much better than that. What's also really cool is that they have an array of dipping sauces and sauce to use to kind of keep your crabby adventure more interesting. And hot butter. I always like to squeeze some lemon into that. Always just so in awe whenever I open up a king crab leg at this giant sweet piece of meat. This time, a little butter. Meat's ultra buttery. This is actually a really nice buffet. I mean, besides the snow crab, if you told me the king crab and the hairy crab was still alive about 10 minutes ago, I believe you. Just not many things in this world more beautiful than that. I love it so much that they give you fresh wasabi to eat with your crab. Let's try something. Wasabi and hot butter. Dip some king crab in there. That is not a crabby combo. Fresh wasabi is not nearly as spicy as the neon green stuff that looks like ET's blood that you find in a tube. And that sharpness is even more balanced out by the butter. So it's buttery with a little wasabi jab to go with that sweet king crab. That's not bad. Anyway, that buffet was 10,000 yen each, so about $70 US for all you can eat snow king and hairy crab. That's not a bad deal for the quality of the crab, and especially when along the streets of Tsukiji, you can probably get like 3 king crab pieces for 2,000 yen. So the buffet is a much better deal.
This next buffet is one that I was so excited to go to. I think to this day, it's the highest quality all-you-can-eat yakiniku buffet in Tokyo. Because this place serves the #1 best Wagyu beef in all of Japan, Matsusaka.
Taking a look at the menu. Here it is, the Matsuzaka course. Matsuzaka sirloin, Matsuzaka short ribs, tenderloin, all you can eat. And you get a dessert. And you only have 90 minutes to do it. So this all you can eat course is about $230 and you only get 90 minutes to do it. But that's what I'm here for. That's what I've been thinking about all that time away from Japan. Let's get our beef on. When you order the all you can eat, they give you this menu as well. And here's the Matsuzaka. And then you get any of the rest. You guys missed it. When I ordered the Matsuzaka course, the waitress said, and I quote, "Whoa." I think I'm in for something special. Gas grill. Here it is. Oh, so pretty. Thank you. Thank you, so pretty. In case you guys never heard of Matsuzaka before, there's what's known as the 3 big beefs in Japan. Kobe, which is probably the most popular one. There's Matsuzaka and there's Omi. And Matsuzaka is even rarer than Kobe because only about 2,500 cattle is slaughtered every single year for this beef. And they actually give you like a all-you-can-eat menu with your Matsuzaka beef, so you can get seafood, you can get chicken, ramen. We're just going for the beef today. Let's get started. First thing that's going on is the sirloin, just hearing the sizzle. And you see the flames licking this piece of meat. All that fat content is burning off. And you don't want to cook it too much, so we're gonna flip it. I'm smelling the beef. It smells buttery right now. Oh, see that flame? Oh, I charred this a little bit. Oh, I feel so bad. Luckily, it's all I can eat. All right, I think this thing is done. Oh, that's all that crazy marbling melting throughout this piece of beef. Looks like it just ran a marathon, right? Oh my gosh. So incredibly juicy. Oh, just look at this beautiful piece of beef. I just want to try it bite as is. Oh my gosh. You don't need anything else on this. Oh my. I don't know about you guys, but I'm hearing angels singing right now. Oh, this tongue cooks so quickly. Gotta be careful. But the thing is, even if you overcook it, even if you make it well done, it's still gonna melt in your mouth. That's how good this beef is. The rib, this should be the best one. Look at the marbling on this baby. This is just flat out amazing. It chars so easy on the outside because there's so much fat content in this beef. You gotta treat this beef well, and it's gonna treat you well. Oh, I don't even wanna touch it. Look how much juice is in here. I think this is good. Even the tongue is marbled. So perfectly. Beef tongue. Oh my. I never had beef tongue that just tastes like that before. Because it's so fatty. It's almost a little crunchy. I don't know if you guys could hear that, but every single bite, it just juice oozes everywhere in your mouth, and it's just so incredibly buttery. So incredibly buttery. This is the short rib. This is my favorite cut of beef right here. The anticipation, like, I feel like I'm at the last question of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. And I just won. Japanese A5 Wagyu is the meltiest, most buttery, delicious,
taste of steak, taste of beef you will ever have in your life. The Matsuzaka, I feel like the difference between this and Kobe, the Matsuzaka I do feel has a beefier flavor than the Kobe. In terms of fat content, it is pretty similar. I mean, if you want to be transported to heaven ever so briefly, ticket is right here. Actually, they told me this is the best steak on the menu. It wasn't one of the 3 they brought. This is a thicker steak. He said this is not the sirloin, but let's grill this and see. Happy first beefy day back to Japan for me. Oh, I love this. He's right. That is the best cut of beef. Okay, it's less fatty and buttery flavor than all the other cuts. It has the strongest of beef flavor. Oh, that is yummy. I mean, everything is yummy, but that was, oh, I'm about to order 2 pounds more of that. One bite, all your stress, all your worries, just like this beef, it's gonna melt away. And you can't possibly think about anything else when you're chewing on that delicious piece of beef. All right, let's start with a cold ramen. Look at this. Ooh, there's some oranges in there, some citrus sauce, a little vinegar they said to add. Nothing like chasing some Wagyu with some cold ramen. Mmm. Surprisingly good cold ramen. Oh my God, is that ever chewy? Maybe this is what they used to lasso the cows. Wow. Kimchi, unbelievable. Unbelievable. If this building started to burn right now, I would tie this around my waist if it was long enough, jump off and feel completely safe. Wipe the beef sweat off my face. Ah, this ice cream. Even the ice cream is mochi ice cream. Oh, that's satisfying. And I see some of the comments you guys ask, is this fat like too much? I mean, do you get really sick of it really quickly? I mean, yeah, if you eat a ton, then it could be a little too buttery. In terms of taste, you'll never get sick of it. And I still consider this place good value because even though $225, $230 is really steep, but for the same amount of A5 Wagyu I ate today, a la carte would have cost me close to $500. And I still have many rounds left in me. But seriously guys, this place, such a wonderful experience. But regardless of where you go for A5 Wagyu, if you come to Japan, make sure you go. Because as I said many times before, if you love beef, if you love steak, this will completely change how you view steak for the rest of your life. This is another place I go back to every single time I'm in Tokyo. At this all-you-can-eat yakiniku restaurant, the meats, the cuts change daily. So you are always in for a delicious surprise. Last meal today, and the one I was really looking forward to. Your first major feast here in Japan, gotta be an all-you-can-eat Japanese Wagyu barbecue. So there's a lot of items on the menu. You can get rice dishes, noodle dishes. This place is kind of like a yakiniku / Korean barbecue. There's kimchi, there's Korean noodles. Well, actually, before I show you why this place is so cool and unique, they did bring over a sampler platter. Let's eat this first. I'm not sure what cuts of beef they brought over. I just know they look amazing. A wide variety of lean to very, very, very fatty cuts. And I'm talking about this one right here. Look how fatty this thing is. This might actually be used to grease the grill a little bit. There's also cuts of pork. Look at this pork belly. Almost all fat here. There's some thick cuts of tongue. And the reason I'm putting as much meat as I can on the grill is, first of all, these are thick cuts of meat. So it's gonna take a little bit to cook.
Oh, look how beautiful this is. Picture perfect A5 Wagyu. Like I was saying, not only does the thicker cuts of meat take longer to cook, I have a 100-minute time limit. And at all-you-can-eat Wagyu buffet, that could mean I have 100 minutes to order and eat, or it could mean I have to be out the door in 100 minutes. That means I only have about an hour. So gotta try to do as much eating as possible. So I got a lot of other dishes. There's a bibimbap, like a Wagyu bibimbap. Also, Wagyu sushi. Melting your mouth, delicious piece of Wagyu. And most of the cuts here are A5 Wagyu, so this is about as legitimately melting your mouth as you're gonna get. And because it's A5 Wagyu, that means there's so much grease and fire. Oh, this is so nice. Super hot stone bowl sauced up with strips of uncooked Wagyu in it. So just mix it up, let the Wagyu cook a little bit, and just hear the sizzle and smell that delicious aroma. This place is so overwhelming. I haven't even scratched the surface of how much different kinds of food you can get here yet. There's chilies, there's hot sauce, there's soy sauce, or just plain salt. With good A5 Wagyu, this is all you need. Wasabi on your Wagyu. This might be a weird concept to people who love steak out there, but Wagyu is so fatty. It's just like eating meat butter. This is real wasabi here. And trust me, it goes so well with the pieces of Wagyu. Add a little wasabi. Like I said, I got a variety of cut. I don't know what kind of cuts they are yet, but after this, I'm gonna show you a meat counter. Oh yeah, that was a piece of A5 for sure. They also gave me cuts of tongue. You're supposed to eat the tongue first because it's not gonna be as fatty as the other cuts, and it had kind of a snappy texture. Piece of pork belly. Oh my gosh, that's better than some of the Wagyu I had. Well, that's just pure melty fat. I mean, delicious melty fat. I just ate that piece of Wagyu that used the fat to coat the grill. I think that's one of the most melt in your mouth things in existence. Of course, besides meat, you can grill scallions, peppers, mushrooms, and I love taking a bite of vegetables in between. Just helps to keep your taste buds engaged. This looks so good. So A5 Wagyu with rice in a stone bowl. The rice is seasoned so well. The Wagyu, of course, melts in your mouth. If you love fried rice, and if you love Wagyu, and you want to see how they taste together, this is the bite for you. I know rice is a filler here in the all-you-can-eat Wagyu buffet. Get this. The rice part that's touching the stone bowl has more of a burnt rice flavor, which is really the best flavor in this bowl. It's so good, I might get a second one. They just brought out this. Look at the marbling on this tongue. Beautiful. And also, Wagyu roast beef. However they cook the beef, the marbling is unmistakable in Wagyu. I wish I could have a giant roast beef sandwich made out of that. All right, let me show you guys the meat counter. This is really pretty. This is the meat counter, and their Wagyu selection changes all the time. Oh my goodness, look at this. I see super thin cuts. There's some pork belly, looks like some sirloin. I see ribeye. This is the prettiest ones. And then you can just tell them how big of a plate you want, big, medium, or small. Then right by the beef, there's organs and chicken and pork. And then check this out, some kind of tripe soup. So basically, when you want to get more Wagyu, you go up to the magical meat counter and they fulfill basically every single one of your Wagyu loving dreams. Everything else, order on an iPad. And you can have all you can drink soda, Fanta melon by the way. Or you can pay an extra, I think 1,000 yen a person and get unlimited alcohol. This might be one of the best all you can eat Wagyu places I've been to. I mean, here there's variety, there's quality. All this, about $40 US. A5 Wagyu buffet. So many different cuts, so many different types of food. Unbelievable. You could do this. You can go to a steakhouse and pay $300-400 for a piece of steak. I'd rather do this. I'd rather do both, but if I had to choose, I'd rather do this. And this round is gonna be a fast cooking round because look at this. Beautiful, thin cuts of Wagyu, especially this cut. Look at this. This is about as pretty and as marbled as Wagyu can get. This is A5 Wagyu for sure. And this will cook so quickly. Oh my gosh, I kind of messed this one up. Look at this glistening cut of beef that only high quality Wagyu can bring you. They already put salt and pepper on this, really all you need. Like I said, I recommend a little wasabi. It's a very common condiment that people use here for Wagyu. That is a life-changing bite. If you've never had Wagyu before, try it like that. Traditionally, the best pieces of beef is eaten sukiyaki style. You want to really thin, really melt in your mouth, a thin cut of Wagyu. It's like making a silky thin blanket out of pure butter and just putting it on your tongue. Nothing like the sensation of Wagyu melting, dissolving, and releasing all that beautiful butteriness and flavor and aroma and that great beefy taste. Also, make sure to get a couple thick pieces in this cut. It just looks absolutely perfect. Again, don't need to cook the thinner cuts really all that long. But also a good thing about Wagyu is even if you do overcook it a little bit, it's not gonna lose any of its juiciness or tenderness. I think this round with all the thin cuts of Wagyu is my favorite round. Everything cooks so quickly. Pop it in your mouth and just enjoy that experience. There's also some cuts of pork in here. I got a couple of leaner cuts as well. Yeah, what I like to do with these cubes is sear all the sides so I can trap all that juice in. When it does get a little too rich though, and it probably will at a Wagu buffet, it's inevitable. Throw in some vegetables, some mushrooms, toss on some seafood, like the scallops and butter, some octopus, prawns. Again, that's what I love about this place. There's so many different items here to really be able to keep your taste buds engaged. And check this out, I found this bowl of soup sitting by the meat counter. I see tripe, I don't know what this is, some daikons in here, and they put some chilies in here before they served it to me. Daikon's delicious, broth is delicious. I love this, wow. It's so fatty and gelatinous-y and beefy. The tripe texture is a little snappy. They basically just put a ton of collagen and organ meats and stewed it all together, creating just a beefy, sticky masterpiece of a soup. I love it. That's perfect. The thicker cuts of Wagyu just brings so much juice. Try the thin cut, try the thicker cut, try all the cuts. Oh my gosh, there's cheese in this Wagyu. And definitely try that cheesy cut. Whoa, that's good. Oh, this prawn is so good as well. This is such a good choice. Coming here my first day here in Japan. After so many years, and I've tried a lot of all-you-can-eat Wagyu places outside of Japan, you'll never find the value like you would in this country. Just tried the yuzu Wagyu. That's outstanding. Also, oxtail, Wagyu oxtail. Wow. I mean, oxtail already. It's very gelatinous, very fatty. This is just some extra melt in your mouth. Round 3. Oh, cheesy Wagyu is my favorite. All right, my time is officially up. So they give you 100 minutes, but you only get 80 minutes to order and cook your food. The next 20 minutes is basically eat up, and you gotta be out the door in 100 minutes. For the price, for the value, for the quality of the cuts, this is one of the most worth it all-you-can-eat Wagyu places I've ever been to in Japan, in the world for that matter. So much different variety. Also, like I said, their cuts change all the time, so you can come back and try different cuts that maybe you didn't have the first time you came here. People are super nice, very helpful, and they give you dessert, tofu pudding. Not bad. Or you can get a cream puff. Cream puff ice cream. Get this.
Finally, this last location is one of my all-time favorites all-you-can-eat Wagyu restaurants in Tokyo, where your Wagyu is sliced and cooked right in front of you, teppanyaki style.
There it is, Ginza steak. Last time I was here, I think they only had one shop. Now I think they have at least 3, and they're all booked out every single day. So make sure you book a reservation if you want to come here. So when you book online, choose whatever course meal you're gonna want the day you arrive. So I got the A5 Wagyu Shimohori and Akami steak course. So it comes with a set menu. It starts out with some chicken galatine and then hot potage soup with new onions, baked salmon pie, and then the all-you-can-eat Wagyu. And you get fried rice and a dessert. First dish is chicken galantine. This is a chicken dish that's served cold, fresh vegetables. That was a shame. That's pretty good. These peas are so sweet. Next course is a soup course. This is a potage soup. That's really good. A little sweet, very, very creamy. Taste all that delicious root vegetables. Fried onion on top as well. That's really good. This next dish I thought was a piece of toast, but it's actually baked salmon pie. It's salmon baked into some kind of breading. It's juicy, it's tender with a thin crust on the outside. They cooked a little bok choy as well. That is really good. This is a sukiyaki style A5 karaage wagyu. So it's thinly sliced karaage wagyu with a seared piece tofu and salad and probably sesame dressing, I think. Sesame dressing. That beef is just melting in your mouth and soft and tender as that piece of tofu. That dressing is delicious as well. That's such a superb wagyu course. That's where the all-you-can-eat wagyu steaks come in. First course of Wagyu has arrived. This is the top sirloin butt. It's a leaner cut of A5, but this thing is still melting your mouth tender. So tender and much more beefy flavor than the more marble cuts. One bite, I think it'll put you in a beefy trance. First bite of A5 Wagyu steak always kind of shocks you a bit just by how juicy and buttery, succulent, and delicious it is. And that's not even one of the more marble cuts. This beefy dream is only going to get better from here. melts in your mouth as soon as it touches your tongue. Liquid butter. This cut of Wagyu doesn't even feel like you're chewing through beef. The texture is so fatty, but you definitely taste the deliciousness of the beef. Need some palate cleanser. Take advantage of the onions. You're gonna get this thing is almost pure marbling, and it is so good. Little fried garlic. This is the top round cap, a much leaner cut. Ooh. It's hard to eat really marbled A5 Wagyu one after another. You need a bit of leaner cut to kind of give your taste buds a break. Just the overwhelming butteriness, so this is perfect. And the onion they gave you is very sweet and super juicy. Tri-tip. That might be my favorite cut so far. It's not overwhelmingly buttery. There's a good balance between that nice beefy flavor, but still very much melts in your mouth, but it's a good balance between that extreme butteriness and that delicious beef flavor. The Wagyu part of the course is done. Next up, garlic fried rice. Oh, it's very garlicky, garlic fried rice. Nice, delicious rice. I think this is made with red miso. Very fermented, a ton of umami in that soup. That's not your typical bowl of miso soup. That is delicious. That soup is about as rich as the Wagyu. Finally, some hot green tea. Gonna wash down the fattiness of the meat. This has been a really nice meal. Way different than I remember. I think the first time I was here, there was only 2 cuts of meat. Now, 6 cuts today. So you get to try a lot of different cuts. I think this place is way better now than it was before. Only thing is, after you eat the Wagyu, there's only time to get 1 more serving of whatever cut you want, and then the Wagyu course is over. Now, honestly, it's a lot of meat, so you're definitely gonna get your fill. The one I got was the more popular version. 10,000 yen, so about 75 bucks for all these courses, different cuts of Wagyu, dessert, tea, and that's everything included. I remember saying this 4 or 5 years ago about this place. It's a very good deal. Also, this is the only all-you-can-eat teppanyaki A5 Wagyu buffet. At least in Tokyo, this is the only one. Dessert's good. Tea's good. Overall food, very good. I recommended it once. I'll recommend it again. Ginza steak. Put it on your list. As always, thank you all so much for watching. Until we eat again, see you later.